Hi! So I am afraid to touch my phone because it almost just fell out of the holder. So I have it like propped with a bag clip or whatever, like one of those little binder clip. So, oh my gosh. Yeah. So went to go live and it said there was no internet. I don't know. But anyway, I'm here. A little bit late, but that's okay. So let me just share this. Oh my god. And then like something fell behind me and you know it was like one of those whole, I don't know where that just shared to. Oh, because I copied the link, I didn't share it. Oh my goodness. What a time here. All right, oops, let's leave it so that I can see if anyone dares join. Okay, so I am gonna make a little, well not a little, but make something for my front door. And I'm sorry that I have like my head cut off here. And that is not even staying in the damn holder. Okay. All right, so I have like a strange assortment of things there. So I'll get to that in a second. I'm just gonna kind of slide it over. So first I'm gonna do the little sign. So this is the box frame. So now if you order box frames, they actually come with a little bit lighter wood, and then the back side is also the same color as the frame, but it's like a little recessed. So it's actually a little prettier on the other side. But this is an old one that I had in my stash, all my supplies. So I am just gonna use really quick a little of this finishing wax on here. So something I feel like anytime I use this you know, when I'm doing a live, follow the directions on it as far as, you know, safety. I'm just gonna take a little on a paper towel and, you know, go over this. It does stink, so if you are sensitive to smells and all of that, hold on, just so I don't have my hair in it. You know, definitely just be mindful and definitely like wash your hands like right after you use it because it's probably like really bad for you. So don't attack me for touching it. But this is how I like to do it. And normally as soon as I do this, I would go wash my hands, but I'm just gonna be very careful not to, you know, put my fingers in my mouth or anything. I don't usually do that when I'm live anyway. Okay, so I just kind of took a little chunk of it and like just went over it. Let me just move that out of the way. Oh my gosh. Like, do you ever just have that? It's like one thing after another, and I don't know. And then I had like the giggles, and I'm like, oh, I cannot go. Like, I'll scare people if I go live now. So I'm just kind of like rubbing this in. And the reason I'm doing this is because the transfer, like we know the transfers are sticky and we want them to be, but I also don't want to like peel up that color underneath or have my transfer get so stuck that it kind of like will leave like a little bit of the transfer behind. Because it is no fun when that happens. Ooh, this is like kind of all kinds of probably just the dust from when these are made or is on it. Ooh, it's a good thing I don't have like my phone on the table. Okay. It's also kind of, oops, that's okay. It's also kind of the color of the wax too, so it kind of has like a little color to it. Okay, now I'm just going to, oops, I put everything a little too far away. So I have just a little canned air. This is not necessary, but it is so fun to use. It had, like, honestly, I never realized how like handy it comes in. So you can't see the wax on there. When you first put it on, it does have like a little tinge. Okay, that looks weird because, hi Jeff, because it's really Jeff, it's not, I don't know. I'm like, wait, I'm saying hi to myself? Okay. So, anyway, now that I got all like distracted. So I'm only gonna use the Santa and the approved part. And it's good with this. We don't have to worry which way we have it because there's no little hangy thing on there. So let me just peel this off. And we are gonna, I've only used this transfer maybe like 2 times. So it is pretty sticky. So we're gonna get some fuzz on here. I don't know if that, I didn't know if that shared because it doesn't look like it did. I don't know why sometimes it just doesn't. It's gonna share to my own page. I don't want to read a message. Okay, well, I'm sorry. I think it's like my old phone, because when I record on my old phone and watch on my like new phone, I shouldn't even say new, it's like it's old, but that's my super old phone. I think because it's just, I can't even update anything in it because it's that old. All right, moving that out of the way. Sorry, like, okay. So we fuzzed this, so we added a little, like basically like a little barrier in there. All right, so we are gonna try to center this. I'm usually pretty good with, oh, I shouldn't have said that. Like, you know how that goes. Well, it's fine if it's not, because I think because it's going onto something else, it doesn't matter. All right. Actually, let me take this sheet back. So this is a little trick so that you can, it's not gonna hurt it sticking to my table, but it's just kind of like annoying when you're trying to work and move around. So I want to make sure I don't have air bubbles. And again, I'm not worried about sticking it down over here because we don't care about that part. And I'm going to take some of the little transfer tape, or you could use like painter's tape, whatever you have. Don't, you know, I mean, all these little extras are awesome, but like, don't feel like you can't do a project because you don't have a supply. There's, you know, a way around it. I mean, could even use like freezer tape. I don't know. So my little series I'm doing, the 12 days of Craftmas, because I think I put Christmas just out of habit. So the whole kind of like, I don't know, like reasoning or whatever theme of it is, all these things I'm doing, obviously they pair like amazing with Chalk Couture, but like you can totally, you know, do other, you know, other products or, you know, other things. Okay, so I have my red, which my red is kind of chunky because it's old, and it's fine, it still works. I'm just gonna add a little bit of water in there, and I use distilled water so that there's less of a chance of mold growing in here, just in the, you know, just in case. I've only had one, because I didn't always use the distilled water. I've only started using that like in the last, I don't know, 6 months or so. So, and this paste is older than that, but, and I do have, like, obviously I have paste that's older than that. So, and I've only ever had one that had mold in it, and it was disgusting. So, so after that, I was like, distilled water, that's what I'll be using. I don't really know, like, I know people use distilled water to clean, like, the CPAP machines, but I really don't know other than that. Or, like, your iron, like, what people really use it for, so. So if you do Chalk Couture, use it for your paste. So I'm just going over this. And I just use that tape to kind of help me not, you know, get into parts that I don't want to. Because if this was just a chalkboard, I probably wouldn't have even bothered to tape it off. But this is a one-time use surface, so it will just be more difficult to get off as I'm squinting at the screen. And I have my glasses on, I shouldn't be squinting. Alright, so just clean away the extra. And now you want to just carefully, so I have this stuck on there. I'm just going to pull it from right here. Okay. Oh my gosh, that looks cute. And it looks centered enough. Right, and I'm just going to lay this right back on here. Now I am going to use my little obnoxious dryer thing. And I don't want to knock my glue gun over. Why would I put my cords like this? So I've been kind of switching everything around in here. So, I don't know. Still trying to figure it out. So I'm just going to dry this because I want to put the approved that's on there. I want to put that like right below it. So I'm sorry for the dryer. Hopefully it goes really quick though. It should go pretty quick on this surface. So I'm going to be recycling a project that I made before. Not a Couture project, but something that I made before. And I don't know how hot that is. Don't want to have a fire. Don't want anyone to have to call 911 for me. Okay, I'm just going to... So it's pretty dry. I'm not going to, you know, mess around with it too much. So now I'm just going to take just the word approved and I'm going to put it on there. So now I'm going to lay my piece right up here just so that my little extra can stick on there so I don't have to fight with the whole transfer sticking all over my table and getting me all mad. And I'm going to leave it kind of angled like they have it, like it's a stamp. And I'm going to be extra careful not to press down where it says, where I just put down Santa. Because obviously we don't want to peel that up. And again, so I'm pressing all in the open area and I have it on my fingers because I can't like make something without getting it on myself. I don't know. So it looks like to me that the live keeps cutting out, but I don't know. Which would make sense. If, maybe it's just Wi-Fi cutting out. I don't know. Because that's what it said. There was no Wi-Fi when I started, or was trying to start. I'm not sure. Because we all know technology is, you know, not my strong point. Okay. And if you're wondering what that noise is, it's the heat. Not that it's turned up very high, but... Okay, so... just gonna put this to the side. And then peel that right off. And now the Couture part of the program is over. No. Hopefully I don't act like I did in my, so I'll just say, I made this recorded video that was like 25 minutes long for the event I did last weekend, and I don't know like what was wrong with me. I just, like, I'm pretty much like, I don't want to swear on here, but like I'm pretty much a smart, you know what. And it was just, all I did was make like all snarky remarks. And I was like, oh, well, nobody's going to watch it anyway. Like that was my like attitude, which is horrible, but like more in a funny way. Okay, so we're just putting that back on there and I'm going to wash this later. And I'm just going to move it out of the way so I don't get it stuck on myself. So here is our little sign. So the next thing we're going to do, we don't need this anymore. I'm just going to put it down here so that I don't ruin it. And And I'm so proud of myself. I remembered to turn my hot glue gun on because I feel like that is half the battle. So I went to the store the other day and I really wanted to get a new wreath for the front door because the one I have is like, well, I mean, it's fine, but like I've been using it for the same one for like, I don't know, a couple of years. And it's a little too like fat to fit between the storm door and the door. So I'm like, look, I wanted to look. There is, here, I'll just like lean down like this. There's like nothing left. Nothing left at the freaking store. So I don't know, the craft stores are like, they're just picked over. So I go on Pinterest and I see these different tutorials on, there's like all lint from my fabric on here, to make a wreath with a scarf. So, you know, there's a bunch of different ones. Let me tell you, the one I looked at, the woman did a beautiful job, but there was no way that she got that scarf at the dollar store. Okay, so this wreath I made, like, I don't even know how long ago. And I've used it, you know, for 4th of July, Memorial Day, all that. It is getting tattered and faded, and it's really sad because it took me a very long time to make this. I think I'm going to make another one of these, and I'll do, like, obviously not the whole thing because it would be like, you know, a 3-day live, but I'll do, you know, I'll do a live like showing how to do it. It's really simple and I think it's just like kind of fun. You can kind of, this looks a little, I don't know, to me like country-ish, but which isn't really my jam, but I like it. So what this is made on, like, I don't know if you've ever seen, just kind of like, hold on, I'll just kind of pull it apart. So if you've seen those like wreath forms, like, how about I move this stuff out of the way? And then just so you can get, like, you could see. So it's like wire, it's green wire. They come in different shapes, different size circles. Anyway, that's what these couple of tutorials that I saw used, because they sell smaller ones of these at the dollar store, but of course I went there and they did not have any. So I'm like, perfect, I will recycle something I already have. So I'm not taking this off. I'm just gonna go right over it, which I thought would be nice because it's actually gonna be like plushier, fluffier, thicker, I don't know, whatever you wanna call it. So I'm just gonna kind of hide the like little tassels at the end. So this is gonna go quick, so don't, don't go, oh my God, here she goes. We'll be here forever. This part will go quick. I know sometimes I, you know, ramble on. So I tried this before. Oops, that's a little too tight. Hold on. Like just to see, like, well, first of all, see if it would work, but to see how like tight I wanted to make it. So I'm making it like fairly tight, not as tight as right there though. And I'm just going to keep wrapping it. So these were the nice scarves at the dollar store. They had some like really, really hideous ones, but like, I mean, you know, it's the dollar store. That's what you get. So I bought 4 of them because the tutorial I saw said that you needed 2. And I was like, I don't know about that. But that's what, 2 actually is what fits on here, so. But I don't know, it was also like folded in half, and I'm like, yeah, I don't see how that, so if you look, it kind of goes halfway. So I'm just going to, for the moment, tuck it around like that, and just kind of like, you know, see that it's even. You could also, if you, I would probably, if I were really gonna, you know, do this again, just because there was like 0 to pick from, as far as choice and scarf, I would probably just go to the fabric store and buy some cute fleece, and then you could pick whatever you wanted. I mean, they have like hundreds of different options there. So now I'm not so worried right here because I'm gonna cover this part. So that's why we're starting like at the top and bottom. Not that it really has a top and bottom here, but And we're just kind of, oops, wrapping it around. And again, not worried about it because I can kind of fix it after. So I kind of like that because this has the other wreath on it, it's nice and fluffy. I think I would have been a little disappointed if it didn't have this. Wait, how is this not gonna make it now? Hold on. I think I got a little overlapped a little too much. And it doesn't matter if you have the wrinkles. Oh my gosh. Seriously, I tried this like 3 times before doing this live just to make sure it would work. Which is, I mean, I have another 2 of them, but okay. Overlap it a little bit less. This is exciting, I know. All right. Oh, what I like interrupted myself. So you could also, when you go to the craft store and get fleece to do it, you could, if you go in the area where they have like not like the seasonal like flowers and that stuff, if you go where they have like the stuff they always have, they have in that same aisle, they have wreath forms. And you could get ones that look like the hard green styrofoam. And so it's like a tube that you could wrap it around. Or they have ones that look like straw and they're wrapped in plastic. If you get that one, just get whatever's cheaper. If you get the one that's like straw, definitely do not take the plastic off because it will just make a mess all over your house. All right, here we go. Now I got it. I think I went a little too overlapped before. Because you are overlapping it a lot, so. And just kind of like, as you go, like fluff it out. Because you want it to still like resemble a scarf. Which everyone will know it's a scarf when we get to the end. So, all right. And again, like if you kind of didn't make it that far with this one, that's fine. But we just made it. With a little to spare. Okay. So before you kind of secure anything, just kind of make sure that you don't have like one side that's like fluffier than the other and it looks, you know. So it looks pretty even. So just come over to the back side. I'm just gonna tuck this in. Like you could cut it off, or if you have fleece, you don't even have to worry about it. Because, you know, especially this year, nobody but like the UPS man is coming to the door. And he's not there long enough to even probably look at the wreath because he's got places to be. Okay, and I am just going to glue this. I think I'll just kind of put like a couple of dots of glue. I mean, this isn't really gonna, you know. Oops, my finger. There's just something about using a hot glue gun every time. So I'm just kind of gluing it down. Oh, I really burned myself nice there. And then you get these beautiful strings. So if you have a problem with the strings, when you're all finished with your project, whatever project you're doing, you can take your hair dryer and just hit it with the hair dryer and it'll be just warm enough that it'll kind of like break all those strings. Okay, now I'm gonna be smart for once. This is what I preferred method of just, even if you have like a pencil or something, you know, save your fingertips. Okay, so here is our wreath. So now I just have, all right, so if you bought that wreath at the dollar store, that would have been $1. I don't know, it would have been flatter than this. Then you have 2 scarves, so we're $3. They do have florals at the dollar store. you know, they're not gonna look good, but if you wanted to, from the street, it would look good. So this is just, these all came off of the same like thing. I just cut them. So, and I have an extra, this is the extra piece. That's like the little fill-in piece. So I am not, this is not going to be like fancy, like tucking it in. Well, you could, I'm going to tuck it into, you know, the fleece. I am just going to stand up just to make sure that I have it even to the same spot. Just so, you know, when I hang it, it doesn't look lopsided. All right, so that is good. And definitely, like pre-cut, I don't know, pre-cut and kind of fluff out these things. We don't have to pre-cut, but like fluff them out so that you can kind of, you know, when they come like you know, in their little packaging, or if they're just like stuck in those little things at the craft store, they need help. They need attention. So just kind of fluff them a little bit. So kind of just lay them how you want them. And again, not fancy here. The only thing I'm concerned about is right there that they're kind of at the same point, and that they're, you know, basically kind of balanced. So let's see. I'm probably going to also use the E6000. I'm like looking for it and it's just out of my reach, because hot glue is not going to hold it, especially with this fleece. But for just for this right now, or if you wanted to take some wire, you could wire them in as well. But we're just gonna, for this, and I'm just doing it so that they have something to kind of grab onto. I'm just gonna hold it for a second. And again, if you're putting your finger near, hi, the dogs just came in. Come up. No, you just make me look like I'm crazy because nobody can see you. You're like, she doesn't have dogs. She's talking to herself. That's the whole fun of doing videos like this, is you are kind of talking to yourself because there's nobody here with you. Okay. Guys, don't touch anything in here. So, oh, I see the wire for the phone moving there. Carton, get over here. Come over here. That's all I need is the whole thing going down. Oh my gosh. All right, so again, I'm just gonna lift up this side right here. So the same thing when I go to glue the sign on, I'm gonna, because E6000, which like, I love that stuff, it's so awesome. It takes it a little bit to, you know, to cure. So usually what I do is I put like just a little hot glue to kind of help whatever I'm doing hold it in place. And then the E6000 will dry and it will like just, you know, stay forever. Okay. So let me just give this a second to kind of go here. So thank you so much for watching. Let's see, come on. And if you have anyone you think would love to see something like this, definitely hit that share button. I know everybody's like, oh, don't say share online, but I don't know. Either you believe it or you don't, right? Okay, sorry. Oh my gosh, how funny. I put the other scarves away. Now you can see my secret stash back here. That's where I have all my supplies. That's why I like the tablecloth, because it makes it nice and easy for, you know, doing something like this. Okay, so I have one more of those scarves. So now we're to, you know, like $4 plus whatever these were. And these are probably, because, you know, like I don't buy them at full price. What should I call it? So they're probably, I would say, they're probably originally like $15, and I probably got them like 75% off, because that's usually when I kind of stock up on that stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the scarf and I'm going to put it so that it's, I don't want it like even like that, because that's kind of boring. So we're going to take it and make it so it's not even. And then we're just going to put it right over this little like mess that we made here at the bottom with the glue. And I'm just gonna, for now, I'm just gonna lay it there, because you're not even gonna see it. And I'm just, let's see. And then I'm gonna attach, that's so funny, I have a notification that one of the wreath makers that I watch is live while I'm live. So I'm just gonna attach this sign right down here. But again, I'm not gonna do that because I want to use my E6000 because I really want it to stay. I don't want to just stick it with the hot glue and then have it fall off. So it'll be just like this. Let me just, so it'll actually kind of stay. So this is, so there's the bottom, and then there's the wreath. And I'll probably put a dab or two up here too. So let me just, so I'll end this video and then I'll add in some photos so you guys can see. So thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your night.